Alright, it's been a while since I did any solves because it's just been a big gap since the last competition. There's been some local chapters. I regret not signing up to all of them because the practice would have been useful. But anyway, last night I decided to do all the 2024 cases. Didn't take me very long. Obviously I've done these before and I know the questions quite well now, so I don't really even need to read these questions. This case in particular took me just under 3 minutes. So I thought I'd just put a quick video out because it's quite funny how quick you can do this one. So I'll see if I can beat 3 minutes and then I will explain the solve after, I guess. So let's start a timer and get to, I'll try and explain as I go, but yeah, I'll explain probably at the end. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So first of all, I want to label my map. I'm just going to label it M because that's going to be quick. And then the questions, I want to know what's in the map. So address to contents, this in M. And then I want to move on a map. So again, address to contents, move on map from these cells, these arrows, M. This is mid of these numbers, 1 digit. This is most of that. Then we need a group by, so equals group by split text. This sequence of 30, because I know there's 30 characters, want to do sum, -2. Same thing again, but with product, and then it will just be consecutives at the end. Product and consecutives. So this one, I changed this to consecutives. Consecutives there, and then max. I know I'm not explaining very well, but who cares? Let's just get this done. And then let's do the actual treasure hunt. So we're starting at what, E5, so E5, address to contents that, comma M, and then we want to look up the question number in here, so it's going to be in B, give me back E, which is the answer. And then we drag those down, move on map first from here with that arrow, move those down, and then we want to find where we've been before. So X match this in this, let's put a colon there so we can drag it down as we go. That should be it. And then when this becomes a number, the treasure hunt is over, which is here. Then let's do the bonuses, the actual treasure hunt. So equals index this 10, and then we want to look for the 25th spot, and then where does it finish? Here. What's the sum of all the games on the hunt? Sum of that. How many times was a down arrow? Count if this said down. There's one, and we are done. Bang. Alright, so what was our time? Let's pull my timer over here. 2 minutes 26. So I started from 30 on a countdown. That's what I normally do because that's how long you get for each case. So yeah, 2 minutes 36, not bad. Could break 2:30. I'm not very good at keyboard shortcuts and it's a bit slow on some bits. So let's quickly explain what I did there. So I labelled this area as M to start with. And then the first question was, you know, what's in the cell? Well, I could just say indirect treasure map, but I have a lambda for that that's a bit quicker. So address to contents, so it takes an array and it will just tell me what's in there if I give it a map. So it's just useful to find, you know, what's in a map for a given address. This is exactly the same thing, but we're moving with an arrow. So I have a lambda for that move on map here with that. These lambdas aren't built specifically for this case, so I use them in a lot of cases. It's just they come in really handy for this one. And yeah, even with these lambdas, I mean, I had them when the case was first live, and it took me 30 minutes. I didn't even get all the points. When you see something fresh, it's hard to digest all the instructions and so on, but I can only do it this quick because of refining it. But anyway, move on map takes an input cell and an arrow, tells me where I end up, and then I just use the same address to contents on that there. The next one is just saying what's the 9th direction, so that's just a simple mid formula. So mid this 9, give me 1 character, it's going to give me the 9th character along. And for this one, so most of my lambdas work on arrays or individual things. So if I had an array, let's do A's and B's, let's just change a couple of those to A's and B's. If I then say most of any range. It's going to tell me what's in there. So there's 20 A's and 4 B's. Now I've set my lambdas up to also work on individual cells, and it will split everything into individual characters and tell me how many there are. So I can see there are 7 down arrows, which is the answer there. So if I say at, it's just going to give me the first element in that array, which for this question works really well because it's an arrow. Underneath that lambda is just a group by. So that's what this is. So I'm saying split text here, give me a sequence of 30, and I'm saying group by, which is basically a pivot table. These are my rows, these are my values, and I want to sum them. So that gives me the sum of all the positions. However, I want to order it, which is comma, 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 -2. I just remember that because I've done it so many times now. So it's this arrow here. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Group by, split text gives individual characters, sequence of 30, sum. And there we go. And then all I need to do, this question's asking for the product, the greatest product of positions, what arrow it is. So I just change the sum to product. And then the last one is asking for consecutives. So I have a lambda here. So if I say consecutives of an array, so this array, it's going to tell me how many consecutives there are. So this appears 1, 1, 1, and then this arrow appears twice, right? So this is the second instance of that arrow, and then it comes up a third time, so it's the third instance of that arrow. But again, the consecutives thing works on single cells as well, and we'll just split it into characters. So we'll split this down into characters. And then, you know, this question is asking which had the biggest streak. So it's exactly what I did before, a group by with the biggest streak. And then the treasure hunt is basically, you know, we start at a question number 41, which is in E5. And I can use my move on map lambda to just move with the given arrow. And the arrow corresponds to the answer to a question. So not a very good explanation there, but I've had a long day at work, I'm tired, and I just wanted to get this quick video out there for a bit of fun really before the live case tomorrow. Hopefully I do well, we will see, but that was it for this one. Hopefully I can upload some more videos soon.